What's up, homies? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Ranscore Ghost, and it's been a minute since I made an HSR video. I was a little burned out on making content in the height of all the controversies and such, but I'm back and I'm ready to enjoy what's next for March and Daniel. But first I gotta tell y'all all about what I've been up to in the game since the 3.3 story wrap. First thing first, I had to test out the newly buffed Jing Liu. She wasn't entirely prepped for the new HP scaling like I have her now, but the change was easily an improvement over what I was doing with her before. And I'm not gonna lie, as hype as it was to see Finon level up and fighting the Nook head on, his new form is kinda ugly. My boy like the bastard child of Radagon and Buster Blader. Tell me you don't see that. Two other very important things. Number one, the voice of Dan Heng Nicholas Leung, he is back.
What are you doing here? Where's Finon?
I'm so glad to finally have my boy voiced in actual story content. It is awesome. I'm so happy. And at the same time, March has finally made her Amphorius debut after so long. It is so good to go back to the Express crew. I'm so hyped for all that. But then 3.5 rolled around and I had to again test another buff character, Silverwolf. Unlike with Jing Liu though, I was ready to make the best of these buffs frame one. From the moment I read the changes, I instantly thought of turning Silverwolf from a debuffer support to a sub DPS. Since her new energy recharge made her ultimate more common and powerful, I figured that she should also benefit from it to deal a significant amount of damage, kinda like how Trivy does. My favorite Stellaron Hunter was the most deserving and in need of buffs out of any character in the game, and her new role has landed her in my fave comps for both headache and ratio. And of course, we can't talk about any of the updates without addressing the elephant in the room. The lore reveal for all of the Lord Ravagers was incredible, and it made me really want some of them to be playable in the future. The two I'm most excited for, Phantilia and that dude that had the D24 head. If you guys could pull any of the Lord Ravagers, who would you choose? The Fate collab was a cool event that was just unfortunately hampered by the voice actor strike at the time, which doubly sucked for me because characters like Aventurine, Booth, and Sparkle had some time to shine, and it was ultimately a giant trial for the skip button for me because I was not reading all that dialogue. Anyway, it was still worth it because my boy Misha got to make an appearance, and I'm hoping he comes back in 3.8 when we go back to Penacony. Saridra and Hi-C were two characters I was sure I was going to be able to disregard entirely since they seemed to be afterthoughts in the main adventure. It was just unfortunate that the writers decided to make Saridra the kind of character they failed to make Aglaia, at least in my eyes. And then Hi-C was a real one, working with us diligently to get one over Lygus. I know that Herta and Screwlim helped, but Hi-C was the truest major player alongside us in every part of that quest. I was so surprised by both characters that if they weren't like the playstyles I didn't like that much, or to characters I didn't have or plan to have, I would have considered pulling for them on future reruns. And speaking of pulls, in the whole marathon of pulls I made, I only lost two 50/50s to Bronya and Fu Xuan. There's just a few more characters I have on my account I want Eidolons for, but those are future me problems. My next goal is to secure Evernight at E2 S1. That's right, March 7th's 5-star form Evernight will become my 7th E2 character. And with the reveal that Daniel's new form is free, I may go for an Eidolon or two on him also. If you couldn't tell by my Misha hype, I am a hardcore enjoyer of the Astro Express crew and Nameless Lore in general. Anytime any of them gets a new form, I am guaranteed to pull for them. So when Himiko's story finally comes to the game and she gets her own dedicated world, I will be ready to pull for her just like I would any of them. Anyway, that's all for the hiatus recap, homies. I'm very glad to be back to making HSR content, Trailblaze quests, pulls, Team v Team, and one other series in the works. They're all coming back and better than ever. In fact, enjoy the sneak peek to the next limited series coming to the channel. I've gone through 2 full seasons of Team v Team and both were incredible, but before I start season 3, it's time to let my units enjoy some light competition for a change. So, from now until 4.0, I'll be doing some scrimmage games just for the hell of it. Each week, I'll announce one of the teams I'll be bringing, and you can suggest a team for them to fight in the comments. You can pick any 4 units in my roster to create a team. If your team suggestions win 3 times, you'll win a supply pass. And of course, any teams I find that I like will be added to the wheel for season 3. Welcome to the Team v Team off season.